Hello, my friend, wherever you are. I'm sending you love, the power of positivity, and vitamin D, vitamin D, vitamin D. I will be your vitamin D. How's that?
Perfect.
My friend, welcome to the Gazillionaires Club. Yes, we get to go outside. You don't have to watch the soft free porn that I have on my channel. Shameless. But my friend, in this video, I want to make, yes, we're still in Oaxaca. In this video, I just want to make a shout out for Matthew. So Matthew is the gentleman. He's the upper unit from where I'm from. So I'm on the second floor and he's on the third floor. And apparently he is another American, you know, from, I believe he's from Kansas, but he's looking for a property here in Mexico by the beach. And, you know, I ran into him a couple of times, especially when I do my laundry, because he's on the third floor, which is also the top floor. And, you know, in Mexico, when you do your laundry, you hang it. You know, there's no dryer, at least not to my knowledge. But it was so funny. I think, so the first time I ran into him, right, he was like, my name is Matthew. So I forgot his name. The second time I ran into him, I was like, man, I apologize, I forgot your name. Because sometimes, you know, how sometimes it's registered and sometimes it's not, right? It depends on if you have good impression with that person or not. And then, wow. So apparently there's a lot of firecrackers been going on here in Oaxaca. So the second time I ran into him, I ran in, so probably the fourth or the fifth times already. So this morning I ran into him and I was like, so Matthew, like, what is your whole take on this whole COVID thing, you know? And I'm pretty sure I asked him that the first time, but sometimes, you know, I forget. I'll tell you why in a little bit. Holy moly. But he was like, yeah, you know, the further south you go in Mexico, the more conservative people are. And, you know, I was like, yeah, you know, I took a vacation in Mexico because, like, there's no travel restrictions. But apparently the people here, like 95% of the people wear a mask. And he was like, it depends, you know, here very conservative. And then I was like, Merida and Cancun, you know, I was like, as well, like, people are everywhere are wearing a mask. And I asked him why. And he was like, well, you know, because they're scared. And somewhat, I wouldn't use the term superstition, but they believe in, you know, it's kind of like, people here are kind of like day to day. I have to watch where I'm going here. They're just like making a living. So they you know, and they kind of believe what they see on the news. And I'm okay with that. I mean, you know, but the whole point I'm bringing that up, my friend, is simply because, like, I'm pretty sure the second time I ran into him, I did like ask him like, hey, how do you feel about this whole COVID thing? You know, because we're both from the States. And he probably wondered why I asked him like the same question again, especially with his name and then with this whole COVID thing. And it brought me back to, you know, to my pot smoking days, right? So you guys know how I feel about cannabis. I love it, but it's not like a part of my life. And I guess part of the reason why I stopped, simply because I actually witnessed that my memory is kind of like going down the drain. Not to the point where like I would forget everything, but to the point where, like, you know, like my short-term memory wasn't there. My long-term memory definitely, but short-term memory wasn't there. And I know that if I keep on doing it, eventually, like, I tend to forget, you know. I remember, like, my friend, like, we used to go camping. We used to go camping all the time, right? I have this group of friends that I hang out with, and we used to go camping all the time. And man, her name is Trin. And you know, it's so funny, but like, I like talking to her, like, you know, out of all the friends, because like she is like one of those friends where very open-minded, but she's like very silent and smart, you know. So I remember one time I asked her, like, so what do you like? See if I can remember, but I asked her something about like what do you want to do in the future? And she was like, Kevin, you've been doing this for more than 5 years now. Every time you see me, you always ask the same question. Dumb bitch! And I, you know, they haven't, like, I used to go by Kevin, so, and, and it's just so funny. It's not just her that's saying it. You know, I had some other friends like Twee, you know, they all hang out together. And all of them are like air signs. They're like Geminis and Aquarius, right? and you know, that's when I start observing myself. I'm like, man, like, because the reason why I got into cannabis was because of the movement, the medicinal purpose, the cancer aspect of it. And then, you know, when you smoke too much, you get caught up in it, right? And when people say shit like that, it's funny and all, but the thing is, like, you know, I started paying attention. I started paying attention to myself and my memory. And one of the reasons, you know, that was one of the main reasons why I stopped, like, you know, doing it. Because I was like, man, it's getting to me. And I was lazy as hell. Like, other than watching documentaries, I didn't do shit. So, you know, it's kind of like, it's just a funny story I'm sharing with you. If you are in a similar boat, if you need to depend on a substance, you know, to get over anxiety or to feel good, I just don't recommend it. And, you know, I just don't say it to say it. I'm actually doing it. Ever since I got to, like, you know, Mexico City, which is like 4 months now, around there. And, you know, I probably drank 3 or 4 times, like, you know, just beer. And I brought it home. The other time I went out with like a couple of friends, you know, that I met from the tour, the cenote. And the other 2 times or 3 times, I just brought the beer home and just kind of, you know, drink and enjoy. But cannabis, nah, no. The reason is simply because it's illegal. Whenever you go outside of the country or travel to another country, never, oh, this is a beautiful, like, never do anything that's illegal. That's one thing. And the thing is, I have no desire for it. However, I will share with you, when I was, the only time when I actually, you know how, like, the idea of, like, you know, that marijuana or cannabis, I don't like to use the term marijuana because that's the term that they use to make it illegal. For you know, they tied it to the African American and the Hispanic, and you know, and it was a bad press. You know, that's how they were able to get it illegal. I'ma hypnotize you. Ooh, I'm crazy. But like, you know, with MJ, how it's, you know, when we think of it, we often think of, like, oh, African American and Hispanic. That's not true at all. When the reason why I want to do this is because I'm here for a few more days and then I'm gonna leave. So, but I love this place so much. I look at it, but pretty much like. Ever since I got to Mexico, the only time that I actually smelled MJ or cannabis was in the central of Oaxaca. And, you know, Oaxaca is very diverse in a way where you see gays, you see lesbians, you see, you know, heavy metals people, you see all kind of people here. Like here, it's kind of like, it's very similar to Seattle. You see all kind of people here. So, and I can understand why. But on a personal level, do I crave for it? Do I, you know, even though like I know what it, like, I know what cannabis does and stuff like that, do I crave for it? No, not at all, you know? Like, for me, it just kind of like, I guess the takeaway for this video is that whatever you do, observe your mind, you know, because I feel like with any kind of substance, right, even sugar, like when we depend on it, you know, and if it's not there, then either we create some kind of anxiety, we create the needs, or if, you know, what are the long-term effect of it. Because if we truly look at cannabis as medicine, you don't take medicine every day, do you? Con, that's racist. Oh, my tone just sound kind of off right there. You don't take medicine every day, do you? You don't. So, you know, you only take it to, you know, to prevent, but not every day. Or you take it when you are sick. So, my friend, that's just my cannabis story in, you know, in Mexico. And the reason why I share it is because simply, like most of the people that that watch my channel or on Odyssey, I'm assuming you guys are from the United States. So, you know, and the thing is, I want to share with you, like, you know, my views on cannabis. And even though I love it, but it's not like the top priority of my life. You know, it's just like whatever kind of thing. It's like I love coffee more than I love cannabis. Ever since I came to Mexico, I still drink. I get back on the habit of drinking coffee. I enjoy it though. And one last word of advice, my friend. If you ever enjoy the light thing, you know, like beer, and do it and like do it when you're happy. Do it because it is a way of celebration. You know, don't do it because you are sad, depressed, like, you know, because that is the worst thing to you know, to alter your mind, to use like a substance to alter your mind, unless you're exercising, you're going out there, you go, you know, or making content creativity. But as far as using substance, it's, you know, to get away, the best way to do it is to deal with it. Penis, 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 penis. Well, my friend, that's all I got. So much love. I will see you in the next video. And sometimes when we see, like, you know, when we stereotype, you know, we associate cannabis with, like, you know, Spanish people. It might be true from the Hollywood perspective, from the news, or what. For me, it's, you know, ever since I came here, a lot of the things that I thought, you know, Mexico are not true. And I guess that's one of the that's one of the, you know, the things growing up, just watching Hollywood and stuff like that. You know, you kind of like, oh, but when you actually hear it, you're like, oh, that's not true at all. So but they do love drinking beer though, like, you know. And the other thing that I found out, they love pizzas. There are pizzas everywhere. They're just as much as tacos, believe it or not. So my friend, I will see you in the next video. Make a video. Use the hashtag Gazillionaires Club. Let me know what you think, you know. Have you ever believed in, you know, something about a group of people, a culture, and then you found out that is not true? Let me know, because it would be interesting. Because every country, it doesn't matter where you're from, there's going to be some type of culture stereotyping, you know, and unless we travel to that destination, we're not gonna know. But I'm just sharing you my journey, and the best drug is staying sober. The best drug, the best high is the high on life, which is being sober. But sometimes if you need to talk to gods or the devil or goddess, whatever, you know, you can take a break, but make sure it's legal, okay? But my friend, much love. Talk too much. See you in the next video. Use the hashtag Gazillionaires Club.